Hey, it's Katherine from Brandequip Designs, and I just wanted to come in and kind of talk to you a little bit about accountability because, one, it's the end of June and the end of the second quarter, so it's kind of a really great time to be reflecting on what we've accomplished so far and setting new goals. And I've recently started really having a successful accountability type relationship finally. And I say finally because it's something that I've been working on, trying to incorporate into my business stuff for a while now, but it really took a few certain things to kind of all align in order for it to be as amazing and successful as it is right now. So I don't pretend to be an accountability expert, but like I said, I've been trying to figure it out. And I finally found a few ingredients that really work well, and I wanted to share them with you in case you're looking for an accountability buddy or looking for a better accountability type of experience. And along with that, I'm also going to be sharing some of the ways that I like to set goals. So if you are actually working on setting new goals and stuff, then stick around and see how I like to do things because it could help you have a more productive rest of your year. Okay. So, when it comes to accountability and looking for and finding that one or many accountability buddies, first of all, it really helps to have a similar interest or focus. So, I like to say the accountability buddy relationship that I am currently in right now that is being very successful is regarding my business. I'm also working on developing accountability buddies for, more health related aspects of my life. So it really just kind of depends on who it is who's kind of doing similar things that I am, and finding where we kind of mesh along the lines of what we want to work on. On that note, it's really important to actually work on developing an accountability buddy relationship with someone who you get along with. I've tried it with people who don't really do it, and it's not just who you get along with, but who has similar communication styles to you. So I find that I like to really be in constant communication, sometimes during the week if I'm having a really hard time getting my goals accomplished, or even just to say, heck yeah, I got this done. So I would recommend being investigating kind of how you want to be sharing your goals, and keeping the communication lines open, and finding someone who similarly has that desire to, either be in more frequent contact or less frequent contact, because that's going to really affect the dynamics of your accountability relationship. Okay, so another really important thing to the accountability relationship is also having specific goals that you are working toward. So what I found, and let's kind of go into a little bit more of goal setting and stuff like that for this, because in order to have goals for your accountability buddy to hold you accountable to, you need to set them in the first place. So if you've been working on goals for your quarters or months or weeks or whatever, awesome. And if not, I highly recommend you start. I actually really love working on a quarterly basis for my goals. So within a year, there are 4 quarters. Each 3 months represents 1 quarter. And for each month, I like to say, focus on one goal. And by the time you reach the end of the year, you should have accomplished a series of goals that are leading toward a certain outcome. A certain outcome at certain points in your business life. So that's kind of a really great way to do it. I love threes. I don't know if you've noticed, but I also kind of take it a bit further. So not just 3 goals each quarter, but then for that month, you would have a primary goal that you're focusing on. You can have a couple of secondary, but I would really say okay, just keep it to 1 to 3 primary goals for your month, and also in that determine which one is the most important focus in case you can't actually get all of them done. You know which one takes priority and can schedule your time better that way. Then when you go in, I would recommend setting a few things that you want to accomplish each week. Again, 1 to 3, 1 being best, but at least having one that is the primary focus for the week. In case you can't achieve everything you want to, then at least you achieve what you most need to. Okay, and then for each day, I would even go so far as to say, don't plan on doing more than 3 tasks in a day. And the reason why I say this is, one, not only from personal experience, I've played around with it and noticed that I am best able to accomplish all of my daily goals and weekly goals if I keep it to 3 a day. But also, I was paying attention at one point to 90-day year, and they introduced this concept, or at least they introduced it to me, of context switching. And the idea is that the more tasks you add into your day, the more time you lose in your mind when your brain is trying to switch from one task to the other, because it takes a little bit of a shift in order to make that happen. And so you lose time essentially in that context switch. Okay, so now that I've kind of outlined how I like to do goals in general, don't get overwhelmed. Honestly, you can take this as a month by month approach. Okay, like when I started this accountability stuff, we're like, you know what, let's give it a try for a month. If it doesn't work, no hard feelings. We gave it a go. And it ended up working because somehow we just aligned. So when you're working on developing goals for an accountability relationship, maybe just start off small. Say, let's do it for a month, see what happens, and, reflect on whether or not we want to continue this relationship moving forward. And hopefully it's a yes, but if it didn't work out, it didn't work out, and that's fine. So what I found, and I'm looking down to make sure I don't miss anything right now, is that it's really important to reflect and share. So when you set goals or whatever, it's really important to kind of reflect on what actually happened. I like to write down like these little blurbs and then fill it in sentences at the end of the month or the end of the week or however you want to do it. But what actually happened, I feel, what I can do better, and then what I need to make that happen. And when I say what I need to make that happen, don't be afraid to ask for help in that specific area. Maybe what you need to make it happen is to research something or learn something new. It might be to ask for help from your accountability in showing up in this certain area. Be like, I know I've been struggling a lot with this and I need your help to make sure I do this. And that's exactly what they're there for. It's amazing. And if you can kind of have that kind of open relationship with your accountability buddy and sharing your goals and kind of supporting each other and cheering each other on as you go and accomplish them, or even just showing up for an impromptu call in order to help pull them out of the dark, it's amazing the kind of stuff that you can get done and the kind of connection you can build with them, because it really is so much easier to feel like you're not in this alone. And that is invaluable. Not to mention, it helps you kind of focus on getting those things done that you keep putting off but don't know why. I mean, that's exactly why we need accountability, right? Because we keep on putting stuff off that we shouldn't be putting off, and yet we keep making excuses to do so. So, to wrap this up, I highly recommend working on finding an accountability buddy. In order to find one, they should probably have a focus in accountability in a similar area as to what you want, whether that's in the same kind of place of business and you guys are both working on your marketing or on your branding or whatever, or if it's on your health, or even if it's just to like work on building up morning routines, all these different things. And the same accountability buddy might be able to account for multiple areas, but it really depends. And, if you need more than one, then that's totally fine. And when you do have an accountability buddy, make sure that you are clear in what you want to accomplish for the month, and then maybe just check in weekly, be like, this is what I'm going to do this week, hold me to it, please. And even just saying, this is what I'm doing, you're putting the intention out there, and it makes you want to do it more. At least it does for me. Okay, and since it is the end of the quarter two, we're approaching quarter three and the end of June, highly recommend taking some time this week to set aside, reflect on how your year has been going, how the month has been going, how your quarter has been going, and setting some new goals for what you want to happen for the next 3 to 6 months, the next month, the next few weeks, however you need to do it, however you need to break it down. Just take some time and think about what you want to accomplish and what you need to do to make that happen. Okay, that is it for today. It was really fun. I hope that this has been helpful and it helps you to find your magical accountability buddy. I hope everyone can find the kind of relationship that I have, at least right now. As we grow and develop, of course, we're probably going to be finding, different people to support us in different ways. And so you never know what's going to happen, but it's so amazing to have someone while you're in whatever stage you're in. So good luck on finding them. Take what I've said to heart if you think that it makes sense, and let me know how it goes. If you find an accountability buddy, or if you have an accountability buddy, what do you think makes your relationship work best? Like, why do you think that accountability relationship is working so well for you? I'd be super curious to hear if any of it relates to what I've been saying, or if you have some new tips that maybe I can adopt into my own searches. Okay, I will leave you with that for now, and have a lovely week. I will be popping in a few more times, so see you then.